Hi everybody, so I think I have shown you guys how to lengthen, strengthen, patch nails and all kinds of different ways, and today I'm going to show you yet another way that you can add strength to your own natural nails, because this is really the goal. Once you grow your own natural nails, it's really hard to go back to acrylics or even gels, because we know that all of these nail extensions do damage your nails, especially if you wear them for prolonged periods of time. So I want to show you some of the easiest ways that you can strengthen your nails and not have it be such a permanent solution, yet it still offers the strength and flexibility of gel and acrylic. So that's what I'm going to show you guys today, and I'm going to show you the products that you're going to need to get nice results like so. You want to start out like any other nail prep. You want to push back your cuticles, clean away any of the dead skin cells, any pterygium around the side walls and cuticle area. Get rid of all that dead skin. You can use a very fine grit file, and you can just very slightly and very lightly remove the shine off of your natural nail. This step is very optional, but I do find that if you're working with gels that you want to do this step, it just ensures better bonding of the product to your nail. So go ahead and remove all the shine from your nail and pay close attention to the cuticle area, because this is where, like I said many times, we get lifting. And you also want to make sure that you're holding your file flat to the nail. One of the biggest mistakes that nail techs make is that they hold the file, let me see what's the best angle, they hold the file at an angle like this, so that creates a line into the natural nail, and that's why you see a lot of people with damaged nails, natural nails, and they have that ring, which is called the ring of fire, and that's because they are not filing properly. So you always want to make sure the file on your nails or even your acrylics or gels is always completely flat. With a lint-free wipe and some rubbing alcohol cleanser, I'm going to remove all of that shine from my natural nail. And then I'm going to come in with my pH bond. This is also an alcohol-based product, so it just ensures that your nail plate is completely dehydrated, so it prevents lifting and all of that, and also better bonding with the product to your nail. Make sure you do the free edges. People skip this step, and that's why they get lifting right at the free edge. We're going to combine the flexibility of the gel with the strength of the acrylic powder, and I know I've talked about this a little bit in my Real Nail Talk videos, that some companies will utilize gel together with acrylic. They will put a layer of gel onto the nail and they will sprinkle acrylic, or you will dip your finger into the acrylic powder. That gives your nail a lot more strength, and it is true you can do it that way because some companies sell products that are meant to be used that way. And if you are going to use this in your salon or on your friends or yourself or clients, you have to explain to them what it is. It is neither a gel, neither an acrylic. You can probably just make it up yourself and just call it an AcryGel or something. It's up to you what you want to call it, but you should explain to your clients the difference between the gels and the acrylics. That way they know what they're walking into, and you can also charge a little extra. It's up to you. I leave it to your discretion, you know what you want to do. But always make sure that when you're doing your clients or even your friends or whatever, that you explain to them, just so that they have an idea that it's neither one or the other. Like I've showed you guys before, if you're doing a gel nail, it's completely gel from the bottom to the top. There's no acrylic or anything in between. If you're doing acrylic, then it's acrylic from the bottom to the top. There's no other gel kind of products unless you're using a UV top coat. So there are several gel products that you can do to achieve the strength and flexibility of both acrylic and gel. You can either use one of the soak-off gels, and this is just an IBD soak-off clear gel, and I've already done a tutorial on this, so you guys know about that. I will link it in the description bar below. You can also use your Vitagel, which is an LED or UV light cured nail strengthener, and this is also a gel. And sometimes you can also use, which is what I'm gonna do today actually, the Gelish Mini Foundation, which is a clear gel, and this is actually what goes on to your natural nail prior to you applying a, let's see, a Gelish nail polish color. So this would go on first, then you apply this, and then you would seal all of that with a mini top it off, which is also clear, and it just gives your nail that nice high gloss shine, and it seals the design and that gel polish in between. So for this video I'm going to be demonstrating that technique with the Gelish Mini Gel Polish Foundation, and I'm also going to be needing my LED lamp, and you can use any LED lamp that you have. I'm just using this one by Nailene Sensational. So that's what you're going to need. And now for the acrylic part, I'm going to be using this one, and this is by Star Nail International, and this is called So Fine Acrylic. If you cannot find this, and this I got at one of my nail distributors and local nail suppliers, then you can also go to Sally's Beauty Supply, and they sell this one by ASP, and it's Quick Dip Acrylic Powder, and this one works just as well as this one. It's just really the difference in sizes. Obviously this one is a lot smaller and this one's a lot bigger. Now if you cannot find any of these products that I showed you guys, you can also use any acrylic clear powder that you have. You can also use the ASP, NSI, Organics, whatever else acrylic powder that you have. Now the reason that I use the Star Nail So Fine, it says So Fine, is because this acrylic powder is a little more finely milled than the regular acrylic powder. So this is why it's hard to see it on the camera, but I can really see it when I go like this on my fingers. I can feel that this acrylic powder feels much finer to the touch than this one, although they're really pretty close, so you could get away with both of them. It really doesn't matter, but this one is a little bit more finely milled. The ASP one, let me see, yeah, this one is actually pretty finely milled too, but it's really hard to tell the difference. I mean, the difference is so minute that you would have to really feel it for a while just to see the difference. But if you don't have these two, which are geared for acrylic dip systems, then you can also use regular acrylic powder. So let's get started, and then at the end I will show you some of the UV top coats that you guys can use to seal in everything onto your nail. So I'm going to start out. I've already prepped my nail. I showed you, filed off the oils and made my nail look nice and matte. I cleansed it with the rubbing alcohol. I used my pH bond for extra adhesion. Now I'm going to go to my Gelish Mini, and I'm going to wipe off a lot of this product because it's got a lot of it on the brush. So one thing you can do is kind of rotate the brush as you're going down, and then you're going to apply this on just like you would nail polish. And it helps if you scrub it into the nail a little bit, because it helps the product bond much better. Make sure you keep away from the cuticle and the sidewalls, because that's where you're going to get a lot of lifting. And pull it down. Don't forget to cap off your free edge, because with a lot of gels they tend to shrink just a little bit. Some shrink a little bit more than others, but you always want to make sure you do this step. Okay, so in that tacky layer that we just put down from our Gelish Mini, I'm going to go ahead and take my cuticle pusher, and I've sterilized it with a little bit of the rubbing alcohol. I'm going to use it as a scoop. Okay, now some people like to dip their finger in there. I don't think that's very sanitary, and on top of that it can make the product kind of smoosh together and make the gel kind of clump up here. So this is the best solution that works for me, is to sprinkle the acrylic powder on, and you want to make sure you turn your finger to every side and that you sprinkle it on all over. Now once it's all covered, you tap your finger and get most of the excess off. And now I'm going to cure this in my LED lamp. I'm going to cure this for 1 minute, just to make sure that everything is going to cure on the nail. So go ahead and cure for 1 minute and I'll come right back. So I've just cured my nail for 1 minute in my LED lamp. Now I'm going to go ahead and do a second layer, and I'm going to repeat the process again. Now if you're going to do this with soak off gel, you would do the same thing. You would brush on the gel very thinly, and then you would sprinkle on your acrylic powder. You would cure that, and then you would go ahead and do another coat on top of that and another layer of your acrylic powder. So I'm going to go ahead and apply another coat of the Gelish Foundation to the entire surface of my nail, and then I'm going to go ahead again and sprinkle some more of that So Fine Star Nail acrylic powder. Always make sure you seal in the free edge and the side walls. Always wipe off the excess product off of your brush and keep the product as thin as you can onto the nail. This will make your natural nails stronger, and for those of you who want to grow your own natural nails, this is a better alternative to the nail strengtheners if you just cannot seem to grow your own natural nails. Okay, so now I'm going to cure this again for 1 more minute in my LED lamp, and I will be right back. So now that the gel has cured, as you can see, my nail is nice and shiny. There's no visible powder or anything like that. You cannot really tell any of the powder that is in there. And now if your nail is a little bit bumpy, if you haven't applied it right, you can always use a little bit of the cleanser, wipe your nail, take off that dispersion layer, and then you can use a buffer just to smooth out the surface, and then you can finish off with a UV top coat. Now there are several different UV top coats that you can use. There's a really good one here by C&D. This is a UV top coat. Now the difference between this UV top coat and another one that I will show you is that some are soak off UV top coats and some are not. This one is not, so you would have to file the top layer off of your nail if you want to soak this off. And then there is also IBD Intense Seal, which is 100% UV dry, so once you cure this for 3 minutes, it will dry without that sticky layer. But with this one too, you have to file this off if you want to soak the rest of this off. And this new one that I just found is by ASP, okay, and this is also a UV cured or LED lamp top coat. Now this one, which is what I like, is a soak off. But if you're going to use the soak off types, you have to make sure that you're using a non-acetone based nail polish remover. So stay away from the pure acetone nail polish removers if you're going to use the soak off UV top coat. So this is what I'm going to use. You can also use, like I showed you guys, the top it off, and this is actually what I used when I did this nail, but I didn't find it gave me that nice high shine, so maybe I should have done another coat of this. But I'm gonna try this one and see how it turns out. So, and yes, some of you have been asking me if you can mix gel brands. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. It all depends on what it is you're doing on your nails. Some manufacturers and companies do stress that you should use the same brand and stick to their brand, because the way they manufacture them, and you know, one gel product sticks to the other better adhesion, better wear, and all that stuff. But sometimes you can get away with using, you know, different gel brands on top of other gel brands, like I'm doing in this case. This is an ASP and the other one was Gelish. So I'm gonna apply a very light coat of this ASP UV top coat, an LED top coat, and I'm going to cure this for a full minute in my LED lamp. and then I'm going to come back and show you the end result. And always cap your free edge. Always, always, always. Don't forget to cap your free edge. This is where you get the most wear. This is where my thumbnails crack and peel all the time, no matter what I do. So this is what you have to do each and every time. So go ahead and cure it, and I'll be right back. Okay, so it's done with the curing. Now I'm going to wipe off that dispersion layer, and this will be good on your nails for about 2 weeks, and then you would need to either soak it off and start over. If you have severe lifting, I would suggest that you soak it off and start again. That way you prevent, you know, having to use the file and creating more damage to your natural nails, which is one of the reasons that I do like to use the soak off UV top coats a little bit better than the non-soak off ones, because you're still gonna have to file this one off, and then it just creates more work. So the less work you have to do, the better it is. This way, every 2 weeks you can just soak your hand in a bowl of acetone, remove everything, and start over again, and give your nails the same steps I showed you: foundation, acrylic powder, and cure, and then do that twice, and then use your top coat. So I hope that this video has been very educational and very helpful for you guys, especially those ladies like myself with natural nails. And if there's any additional information, I will put it in the description bar below. Please check that out. Also where you can find these products, and I will see you all in my next tutorial. So don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching and commenting, and I'll see you in my next tutorial. Bye for now.